Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been forever. I know, but today I just wanted to quickly get into a review video. I don't intend for this to be super long or anything like that. It's just something that I've realized, and I was just using both of them, and I thought one day, oh, maybe I should do a review just to give my opinion on both sponges, because I know that a lot of people are into both the Beauty Blender, and then some people think obviously it's absurd to pay $20 for a piece of sponge, so some people would rather go for like a cheaper alternative. So I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on both that I have used so far and see where it goes. As always, you guys can check the bottom link below in the description bar to find me everywhere on my social media, from my Facebook like page to Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. So definitely follow me there. I would love to have all of you. Love for us to be friends and everything. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into this video. Okay guys, so the two beauty sponges that I'm going to be talking about today are the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge by the Pixie Boo twins on here. Yeah, I was totally surprised when I found out that they were the owners of this, or they were responsible for this sponge and the other brushes as well. It shocked me. But yes, their sponge versus the original Beauty Blender. I will say sorry that mine is dirty. I literally just used it to apply my makeup, and I don't know, maybe I should have rinsed it off or cleaned it before I made this video, but I just wanted to show you guys the Beauty Blender. This is a Beauty Blender wet, and it's about the same size as the Real Technique sponge. When I wet the Real Technique sponge, it gets a lot bigger than the Beauty Blender. I find it gets bigger. Also, this part, I know a lot of people were saying that this part is like super helpful for like putting on foundation really quick. But as you can see, this one is clean. I cleaned this one. But as you can see, like the majority of my makeup stains are over here by like the little peak, because I just find that this part is a lot better to get my makeup on. I've never tried using this part to like pounce my foundation on. I just feel like it would be weird. It probably wouldn't sit the right way that I want it to sit. It probably won't blend out the way that I want it to. So needless to say, I've never used this side, not even to like bake or anything like that. Like I've just always used this side of the blender. I like with the Beauty Blender, however, that I can use both sides. And as you can see, up here is my concealer and baking powder on here, and then down here is where I use for my foundation to just pounce it on. There is a significant difference in the softness between the two. Like I can immediately tell right away whether this was wet or dry, that this one is way more squishier than the Real Technique one. The Real Technique one is a little bit more firm, which nothing is wrong with. Obviously, there's some people that would probably prefer that over like the squishiness of the Beauty Blender, but I just feel like for a repeated pounce in motion on your face, like you don't want something too, I guess, harsh, because one of the first knockoff Beauty Blenders that I bought was from like, I think CVS or one of those, and it was so hard. Like it was so tough that I used it literally probably twice, and I never used it after that because it was just too tough, like to constantly pounce down on your face. Like I felt like it gave me a headache from just always having to like pounce. That might be a wee bit dramatic, but it's just how I feel. And I really do appreciate that this one is squishier and softer than the Real Technique ones. When it comes down to functionality, I really like the Beauty Blender because, like I said, I utilize both sides of the Beauty Blender opposed to just utilizing this side of the Real Techniques, because I feel like this side is a little bit awkward for me. But functionality wise, I would say go with the Beauty Blender, just because you have this tapered side for like getting really close and nice under your under eyes to really blend out that concealer and really put that that setting powder under there to bake. If you are somebody that bake under their eyes, it's amazing for that. And then you have the bottom half to really pounce your foundation on and really place it and blend it in. I would overall have to say that I honestly love both of them, but as of recently, I've been really reaching more for my beauty blender, and it's not because there's something wrong with my Real Techniques or it's just inferior or whatever the case may be. It's not that. It's just that I really like the squishiness of the beauty blender better, and I love that I get to utilize both sides and I don't feel like I'm putting everything on one side, because on this side I do my foundation, then I do my concealer, then I do my baking powder. You know, it's just all here, and I feel like it's very easy to like maybe spread bacteria or get like, I don't know, get the shades contaminated, and maybe I don't get that under eye highlight like I might like because I'm too busy putting the concealer on top of this.
I'm sorry. I swear to God, the moment I decided to set up shop and film is when every single truck you can think of wanted to pass down my street, and I'm filming right by my window, so that's why you might probably be able to hear them, so I'm so sorry about that.
I just feel like this one, I don't know. I love it. I love it though, but I just feel like having to use this one little area for everything, it's a little bit much, opposed to being able to balance it out between my foundation down here and then my concealer and my baking setting powder up here. It's just better for me. With the wear, like the wear of the makeup, I find that it's equal. It's equally distributed, it's equally blended, it lasts equally long. I don't see a difference in longevity or anything like that between the two of them. I think they're both awesome for getting your makeup on in a short amount of time, keeping your makeup on like for hours, like all day. I think it's really good for that. And since I'm more on the oily side, even though my nose will get shiny, I find that when I use beauty sponges like these two, opposed to say a brush or something, I find that my nose stays matte a lot longer. So that's really cool as well. I really do like that, and I really think that these are a blessing in disguise. I remember when I first heard about the beauty blender and all these different sponges started coming out of the market, I thought,
you want me to pay $20 for a beauty blender? You want me to pay $20 for a piece of sponge? No.
And it's kind of the reason why I've held off on buying a beauty blender for so long, but I ended up getting this one for free, and it is by far the best makeup tool ever. So if you're like a struggling college student, or you just have a really tight budget and you think it really hard to spend $20 on a sponge, I completely understand. A great alternative would be the Real Techniques, because it literally does the same job as the beauty blender. It's just a little bit more dense. I personally like the beauty blender a little teeny weensy tiny bit more because of the shape. I love that I get a more comfortable hold, a more comfortable grip with it. I love that I'm able to literally pounce my makeup on in probably less than 2 minutes with this bad boy, and it's perfectly blended. If you are somebody that struggles with makeup and you struggle with getting your foundation to blend and look amazing, I suggest the beauty blender or the Real Techniques sponge. If you're somebody that, you were like me for like forever and you think it hard to spend $20 on a sponge, I swear to God, I totally get it. Get the beauty blender. I mean, get the Real Techniques. It's really not that much of a difference. I just tend to lean toward the beauty blender because of the shape. That's all I wanted to say. That's my little tiny review. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long about it, but that's just me comparing both of them. I think they're both lovely products, and I think, like I said, if you have a hard time trying to figure out why you should spend $20 on a sponge to put your makeup on, then definitely go the Real Technique sponge way. But if you can wiggle it out and invest in the beauty blender, because that's what I think it is. I call it an investment, even though it's just $20, and I mean, a lot of us blow that in food anyways in one day. I call it an investment just because for what it's for, I think it's just, it could be a little bit much, but like I said, I really love it. I love how it makes my makeup look. I love the longevity of my makeup, and yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully soon. Fingers crossed that I can keep this up and continuously film for you guys. And yes, until the next time, stay blessed. Bye.